So, despite the fact that Elon Musk stands, fans, whatever you want to call them, meat writers, tend to be extremely homophobic, they continually prove to me that they set the bar in meat writing because of just how far they will go to protect and defend their favorite billionaire just because, oh, well, he agrees with my politics, so he must be based, despite the fact that Elon Musk will gladly throw them under the bus no matter what. Uh, Hi. This is going to be a response to a lot of the comments that I got on last video of me calling out how stupid it was that Elon Musk wasn't going to do anything about Brazil banning Twitter and not going to court for them to, I don't know, simply hear their requirements and so on, because there's new information that has come out that it has been very blatantly stated that Elon only needed to delete 7 accounts. And whether or not Twitter is this safe haven for free speech, which it isn't, but let's say that it is, theoretically, uh, suddenly free speech is conditional. Suddenly free speech doesn't apply to 200 million Brazilians because Elon Musk doesn't want to mute, block, ban 7 accounts. So his free speech mandate, his absolutism in free speech, is null and void whenever it applies to Brazilians because of what? Suddenly those 7 accounts are more valuable to him and the platform than the sanctity of free speech on X that those 200 million Brazilians would have if they continue to have access to it. And let's also get this out of the way. Yes, Brazilian banks did pause interactions with SpaceX and Starlink and so on, which they have the right to do because they are associated with them. Banks that are associated to your accounts are allowed to freeze your accounts. That's how banks work. If you do something that those banks don't like, they're the ones controlling your money. They get to do that. If you don't like that, that's an issue with banking and centralized banking and other things like that. Not an issue with quote unquote dictatorships in Brazil or whatever, despite the fact that it's partially left leaning. I don't even know how far left it is. From my research, it's barely center of left, which doesn't matter because anyone who disagrees with Elon Musk is automatically assumed to be a quote-unquote communist or leftist, despite the fact that most of the times they would very clearly let him do whatever they want as long as they follow the law, which is, again, the reason why Twitter was being banned. They were breaking the law. It was not about, oh, silencing politics or political influence or free speech. No. Brazil said, hey, there's a lot of hate speech on here. There's a lot of political misinformation being spread around. We don't think this is good for our citizens to have access to because it would cause political dissidence, which, whether you think that that's a good or a bad thing of like, oh, well, people having different political opinion, and no. That's not the thing that is bad. You can have a different political opinion. It's whether or not that you suddenly become a radicalist and then start to spread hate speech that becomes an issue. And that's very much what happens in Brazil and South American countries a lot of times, because they have a multitude of issues, whether that be education or access to other things, and so on and so forth, that people are easily swayed in one pipeline, and then become neo-Nazis. That's why it's always such a big meme of, oh wow, the neo-Nazi was actually South American or Hispanic or whatever, Like they're not actually white. Yeah, that's why. That's why that happens. And I also want to talk about some of the comments that I got on the video. There was a Brazilian in the comments that was talking about how I was defending censorship, despite the fact that Elon Musk is the one defending censorship because he is allowing Twitter to be banned instead of just banning 6 or 7 accounts and allowing Twitter to continue to be active in Brazil. And then there's a bunch of other stuff about how like supporters of the government are arrested or whatever, which, need I mind you, guess what? That happens in America. But nobody fucking talks about that. Everyone thinks that it's really based whenever like fucking college protesters are arrested or whatever. Suddenly it's democracy in action because political protesters are on the other side of the aisle or whatever the fuck. But oh, whenever their side gets arrested, then it's wrong. Um, I don't know about you guys, but maybe people being arrested for simply protesting is wrong. Unless you're spreading hate speech. Which, hate to break it to you, a lot of times whenever you get onto that side, it tends to be hate speech. Blatantly walking around with certain flags and symbols and other things like that that flat out expose that you just hate individuals, but then we'll come back around and say, well, it's actually about the person, as long as the person agrees with you. But a lot of the stuff this needs to be validated. I have no idea how much of this is true. I'm not very in with Brazilian politics. I don't know much at all. If anyone wants to actually properly educate me, please leave sources down below for me to like look into and like research on my own. Yeah. Other than that, with other things, there's a lot to go on with this. And I never said Brazil was good or bad. I just said that getting Brazil off, Brazil banning Twitter and Elon Musk allowing it to be banned because he was pissy and angry was stupid. And he allowed it to happen. That's stupid. That is very blatantly stupid. You are not a purveyor of free speech if you allow an app to lose access to 200 million people because you are breaking their law and are not wanting to abide by said law. Crazy how that works. Let's see, what else? I got told to visit Brazil. I got called a leftoid, which, despite the fact that I've never mentioned what I am, you don't need to know that. My opinions are my own. It doesn't matter what I am. Also, yeah, fun fact about that, by the way, I can see where 90% of the people in that video came from. Like, what video they were recommended when they clicked on my video. Guess what? It's a bunch of culture war nonsense. Genuinely. It is unironic 2014 woke SJW getting owned cringe compilations. These children, happy 14th birthday, by the way. I hope you grow and learn. And to the adults out there, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry about your divorce. Or your lack of any kind of contact with the outside world that isn't on image boards. Sorry about that. Yeah. Other than that, let's get back to what I was talking about. Yeah, it is just a bunch of culture war nonsense. It's about, oh, woke, Assassin's Creed, bullshit. Or, oh, cringe globalist. Or fucking, am I the asshole? Like, okay, I guess that one's fine. But, like, a lot of it is just the stupidest shit ever, dude. It is it is so bad. Hold on. I have an exact screenshot showing where my videos are getting recommended to from that video specifically, not my videos overall. Which I mean, I'm glad that these are getting recommended to those people because that means they'll come to this video, dislike it, and then leave. And then if they report something vile, I can just report it and delete it. And then that tells the algorithm that I don't want that kind of content and comments in my comment section. And guess what? That does us both a favor and make sure that I never see you again and you never see me again. So yeah. Yeah, let's see. Oh, something something allegation, rings of power, blah blah blah, Ice Spice, um, 4chan reading, which I guess is fine. 4chan has a lot of funny stories on there. Gifted child, despite how vile of a place the website is, let me just say that. Um, More proof men are holding the reins and are superior, some shit like that. The real reason you're ugly. She got a compliment at the gym, probably was harassed. Uh, Giant OnlyFans fan girl tries and fails. Let's see what else. Uh, there's another one on here that was something like uh oh fuck, what was it? It was something or other about you. Oh yeah, it was woke woke liberal tries to defend herself and fails miserably or whatever. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. Like I can't believe people are still making that kind of content in 2024. Like grifters are going to grift clearly, right? Like that's their goal. Some of these people are genuinely just that mean-spirited and like toxic that they will just continue with that weird trend. Um and then other ones just want the money and like feed off of any attention whatsoever. So the pathetic attention that it is. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, if you are somebody that comes in my comments and leaves hate comments, troll comments, telling me that someone called me the R word, wow, thanks. That's going to make me real upset. I've heard it all my life. You shouldn't be saying that. That's very rude. And so many people are so weird when it comes to those comments. Anyway, I hope this finds a proper audience that, obviously agrees with me because, that's kind of what you want your audience to do. But I like to hear like actual opinions instead of just mindless following, you know? So, yeah, leave that down in the comments. Uh, what else? Yeah, leave a dislike if you don't like this video, because it guarantees that I won't ever have to see you again, and you'll never have to see me again. So that does us both a favor. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I have a Patreon down below. Ride that meat off. Ride that meat off. Bye.